Hey kinfolk, Brian here with the Bearded Axe, and today's episode is called a one bag challenge. Now I just recently moved and it got me to think about how I'm a chronic overpacker when I go to LARP events, and I quite frankly am going to challenge myself to think about what I would bring for a weekend event. And so I confined it to the size of a carry-on bag and whatever I can carry on my person. Now I want you guys to also join in and do your one bag challenge. Now if you guys post it on your Facebook page, just make sure that you tag the Bearded Axe, or if you shoot a video, again tag the Bearded Axe, and we can all learn from what you guys provided in your one bag challenge, and maybe we can all figure out like what we consider and what we can reconsider as to be essential items. So here's what I brought into my list, and I made some tactical choices and I made some controversial ones. And so I want you guys to take a look and tell me what you think. So here we go. Hey kinfolk, so here we are with one pack challenge. This is what I've included in my list. So first on the list is a bag, a nice decorum bag. Goes a long way to hiding non-decorum things that you don't want to carry around with you, or non-decorum things that you want to carry around with you, such as like say bottles of beer or whatever. You carry it in this bag and it's just useful all around. So grab yourself a nice decorum bag. And I got this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I can never remember which one because they kind of they are the same. But grabbing those, really helpful. I think it was like $15. So yeah, grab yourself a bag. Again, bag. Okay, second thing on the list is a wool blanket. Eventually I'm gonna sleep and I need to stay warm, dry, and all that comfortable thing. So getting yourself a wool blanket, and these wrap up really nice and compact, and they're also fairly light. And a wool blanket, just get your one. It's a really helpful item. Of course, kit. You're gonna need to bring some kit. So a tunic. Now I did a review on this Berkshire tunic, and I think this is a great item, and it doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. It goes a long way. The more you wear it, the better it looks. So of course you're going to need some costuming, so that's an essential item, so make sure you have that. Second thing is a second tunic. You're going to need another tunic for, because ultimately if you wear this during the day, going to fights and getting in, going on quest mods, you're going to get sweaty, you're going to get dirty. So yeah, definitely, you're going to want to switch out of this. So maybe some evening wear, something that's a little bit nicer that you want to take to, parties or just hanging out at camp, something more comfortable and nicer. I chose a wool tunic. The reason why is because going to summer events, say up in Quebec, where they're in Bicoline, it can get cold at night for someone like me. So getting a wool tunic is really nice and comfortable. I'd rather be too hot than too cold. So I chose a wool tunic, but your mileage may vary, different events are just going to be feeling a little bit differently. So yeah, it also can double as a pillow for, when you're sleeping at night. So you can use one of these tunics as a pillow. So something to think about. Also, grab yourself a belt, or rope will work. You need something to tie off, like another bag with all your keys, wallet, all these non-decorum things, or something like that. It also kind of helps tie the whole, like figuratively, or you know what I mean. It just ties the whole thing together for you, and getting a belt just kind of makes the look even better. So, and it's a very small item and a very little effort. You can go to Goodwill, thrift stores, and grab yourself a leather belt. You can also use a rope or something like that, and it will not only literally but figuratively tie the whole thing together. Get yourself a belt. So I didn't include pants in this. I'd rather have a second tunic than a pair of pants, because I could wear a passable decorum pant to an event and I can travel around. So say I had to go to a job and work and then go to the event, I could wear like say brown jeans or khakis or something like that, and then I can put leg wraps on them and make them very passable. Most people wouldn't notice, and because ultimately you're going to see like 6 or so inches on it. I did a video on leg wraps and how to do them and why you should use them, so check that down in the link below. And yeah, it's leg wraps. They're just, any kind of culture or time period generally had leg wraps, so go and check that out and buy yourself a leg wraps. These cost about 20 bucks on Etsy. Really cheap item, goes a long way. Grab yourself some leg wraps. Socks. So I've heard a lot of bad advice about getting a ton of cotton socks. It's just not good advice. What you need are wool socks. Wool socks will go a long way to protecting your feet, keeping them dry, keeping them warmish. They're temperature regulating, so you can wear these in the summer, and they're just really nice. Grab yourself some wool socks. They're also self-cleaning, so dirt, grime, odors, and stuff like that will just fall off, won't attach to the wool. Only thing you got to do is just take them off at night, let them air out, bring them back in the morning. You can also wear a pair of wool socks to the event, so you'd have 2 pairs that you can switch out of. But 1 pair should do you for the whole weekend. It's a no-brainer. Wool socks. So the next thing is, so say you're just getting overwhelmed, you need something else to do, you know, getting a binder or a little book, a little decorum book. I got this a while back at like a Renaissance festival, and it's just a, you know, really cool looking little binder book thing, and it locks up. But say I'm just getting a little overwhelmed of like the role play, the drama, or whatever, and I just want people to leave me alone. You know, somebody suggested this, and this is somebody else's idea, but they came up with this, and I just never forgot it. So putting it up in your face and just kind of like just looking at it and just kind of meditating, just kind of like disconnecting. And people will generally leave you alone when you have a book in your face, and just kind of being in the shade and just chilling. And you could just maybe lay down on your wool blanket under the shade and just put this over your eyes, and you know, you can take a nap. The other great idea was that if you have trouble remembering names, like me, or details, you can write them down here, and you can, you know, then kind of write a description about that person, and you'll remember them a lot more easily. So a book I put in there as, it's not absolutely essential, but it's so small and compact, it just might as well bring it. And also you can write down people's contact information if you don't have your phone on you and you don't want to forget certain details. So yeah, it's a book. You know, I would definitely grab it. You can also doodle in there, all sorts of things that you can do that doesn't necessarily have to do with fighting or the event itself. So grab yourself a book. Great, a little linen rag. So why a linen rag? Because there's so many uses for these things. A shamrock would not be another good one, but this costs $1 at Walmart. You can get these. Yeah, they're great. So you say it's a really hot day, you can soak this in ice cold water in a cooler and just wrap it around your neck, and it'll keep you nice and cool on a hot day and keep you just much more comfortable. So, and the other thing that it can do is, like, you know, obviously you can wipe your mouth or wash your face with it, and it cleans up real nice afterwards, so you don't have to have this nasty rag around. You can also wrap it around your head, and it'll protect your neck and shoulders and your forehead from the sun or anything else that might be coming around. So there's also all sorts of like head wraps you can do with it, so you can check that online and what kind of style that fits you best. So a little linen towel goes a long way. So the other thing is, get yourself a cup. That's an essential item for me. You can drink hot or cold liquids in this, so that you want to get some tea or some coffee in the morning, and you want some colder beverages at night. Yeah, this will go a long way. If you go to somebody's camp, they'll hand you a cup, but you don't know how clean that is. And in this environment we're in, we got to make sure that we don't kind of share a disease. So we want to make sure that we have our own cups, clean it regularly. We want to go get water to keep ourselves hydrated. It's just essential. You can even eat out of this thing. So you can put stew, or say somebody puts like some sausages in there, you can just kind of break them up and eat them out of your cup. And it's just, I would highly recommend getting a cup. It's just, that is a non-negotiable for a lot of people. So you can also tie this off on your belt. By the way, I do sell these on my Etsy store. So, I mean, check this out. It's just really, really nice. And it's generally decorum no matter what you're setting. So go out and grab yourself one. And they're on my store, and they go fast. So get your, well, they still are there. What else? Other eating utensils. I have these bamboo cutlery on my Etsy store too. So I've got knives, I've got a fork, and I got chopsticks and a straw here. All of these go a long way. It has a nice little cowering pouch to where it keeps it protected, and it wraps up real nice. And it's also really light. They're tough and they're light, and you can just pack it back up, wrap it up. and then you're good to go. They clean up really easy too. Bamboo's kind of like an anti-microbial wood, and yeah, it's just really nice. Grab yours, or just get some sort of utensils where you can cut a steak or something that's really tough, or bread, or spreading butter or something like that on some bread. So utensils, non-negotiable item, gotta have it. So what else? Okay, so a towel. Eventually you're going to need to shower. Yes, you know, there are some people that don't, and you know, we can smell them a mile away, but a towel goes a long way to keeping yourself clean and drier. And just a little hand towel is all you really need. You can just hang it up and let it dry, and it'll dry pretty quick. There are camp towels that dry really fast, and I have a few of those. Those are really nice. And but yeah, you know, it's like that little character. Don't forget to bring a towel. Little towely. He's right though. Bring a towel. It's really helpful. So, hey, you know, obviously you don't need to say it, but bring toiletries. Put it all in a Ziploc bag, and you can get all sorts of travel containers and things like that to put it in there. And you know, you're going to have to be a bit conservative with some of this stuff, that probably more so than your usual amount, but that's not hard. And yeah, toiletries. Just thought I'd mention it, just in case. So the other thing is, bring your vitamins and ibuprofen and other kind of like kind of comfort stuff, antacids, because the events are usually rough. You're gonna get bruises, you're gonna get sore, you're gonna get headaches, and having things like this go a long way to making your event a lot more comfortable. I put it as an essential item. If I absolutely had to leave it, I would, but I don't need to, because it's just a small little item that you can put in your bag. And sometimes a lot of people don't bring it, and they forget to bring it. And so having some on hand to hand them out goes a long way. So make sure you have that stuff. And the last thing on the list, the very last thing, trail mix. Make sure that you have some trail mix on you, because ultimately you might not eat most of the event. And this could go a long way to keep your energy levels up, especially if you're, say, hypoglycemic, pre-diabetic. You're going to be spending a lot of calories running around, fighting, getting into all sorts of role play, whatever you're at. You know, what are events, you know, say dancing, you get the picture. You're going to be spending a lot of energy, and you got to replenish that energy with some trail mix. And having this bag here, this old corn bag, you can just reach in, grab a handful of trail mix, pop it in, and you're good to go. So yeah, that's on the list of essential items, and it really doesn't take up much space, or, you know, it's a little on the heavy side, but really it shouldn't contribute too much to the overall weight. So that's essentially my list of the 1-pack challenge, and these were non-negotiables. There's one thing I did leave out that you guys are saying, well, what about weapons, what about gear, what about armor and all that stuff? For one, I don't think they're absolutely essential, and this is the controversy here. I don't think it's essential, because ultimately you're not always going to events just to fight, right? But you do need clothes, you do need blankets and things like that. The other thing is, what if you do want to fight and you can't bring it because you're doing this 1-pack challenge, or you just don't have the space? You can talk to people ahead of time going to the event and say, hey, can I borrow some gear? Can I borrow a shield? Can I do whatever? And there's always a dozen people that always step up and say, hey, yeah, I got something for you. And of course, do something nice in return, and, you know, thank them for the favor. The other thing is that people die on these battlefields all the time. So you can say, hey, can I grab your gear and head on out there? Now, things like the SCA and things like that, obviously you're going to have to rely on a lot more gear. And that's up to you, and like what you consider to be absolutely essential. There could be somebody out there that has like a loner helm and all of that jazz that you could borrow, but it's going to be a lot more stuff, and you got to make sure that it fits you. So yeah, that's essentially my list of the go bag. And I don't think they need weapons, and I don't think you necessarily need pants. I think you can do without. And but what do you guys think? These are my thoughts. I made some tactical choices here, but what do you guys think? What do you think that I should have included and excluded in this list? And I'm very interested in your thoughts. If you guys want to shoot a video about it, just make sure you tag me and tag the Bearded Axe, and or leave down a comment down below, or and what have you. And I would love to know what you guys think. So if you guys like this episode, hit the like, sub, share, all that good stuff, and hit my my support pages like my Ko-Fi, Patreon, Etsy, all that stuff. If you guys want to grab some cups, It really goes a long way to help support the channel, and it really does encourage me to keep on making these videos, and just promoting the hobby and making sure that people are getting the information that's helpful to them. So yeah, that's all I got for you today, nerds. I'm going to send you home with be humble, be helpful, and be honorable. Thank you for watching.